Race is an inherently geographical concept. A person's racial membership ultimately comes down to where in the world their ancestors came from. This geographical scheme is the product of various historical, social and political processes. The concept of race was originally invented to facilitate social control in Europe's colonies. Colonial rulers needed a way to clearly establish the status and roles of the different population that were coming together in the new American possessions. Rulers, managers and free settlers from Europe, native people from whom the land was being taken and slaves imported from Africa. The solution that emerged was to define each group as fundamentally biological distinct and ranked on a hierarchy from most animal-like to most advanced. This cemented the rulers' right to rule, since they were the most highly developed race of humans, and drove a wedge between groups such as poor whites and blacks that might otherwise have united to oppose the ruling classes. Griffith Taylor has identified 5 major races. He has based his classification on mainly 2 criteria. One, that is cephalic index, which we call it as head index, and hair structure. His description of the habitats of different races is based on his zones and strata theory, that is evolution from the map. He believes that the primitive man was differentiated into 5 major races long before the later races reached Europe. According to him, the evolution of human races took place in Asia before the last ice age. Migrations caused differentiation in both racial features and cultural artifacts. If there is a center where evolution is taking place, then after a considerable time the various differentiated classes will be found to be arranged in zones, so that the most primitive is at the margin and the advanced at the center of the series of zones. Thus, the earliest class will have covered the greatest area in its migration, but buried in the deepest stratum under the latest strata at the center of evolution. This is the zone and strata concept, which is less clearly called the age and area concept by certain biologists. Clearly, there is a common cradle land where cultural activity is greatest in the center of the zones, and the primitive type move out from the cradle land to the margins. The Negritos are short-statured, flat-nosed, woolly-haired, dolichocephalic and black people. Most anthropologists accepted Asia as the cradle land for the Alpine, Mediterranean and the Australoid races. Taylor thinks that Asia was also the cradle land for the Negritos and the Negroes who migrated to Africa and Melanesia from there. This view is opposed to the theory of their origin in Africa. Blash has also raised the question of the distribution of the Negritos in scattered groups in Philippines, Malay and Andaman Islands, differentiated from other races which surround them. Nothing about the race furnishes an adequate explanation or suggests even a trace of the nautical aptitude necessary to account for a such distribution. Taylor believes that they are relics of a very ancient type of man, contemporaneous with Neanderthal man. Some anthropologists consider them as the relic of Negroes. Taylor thinks that the Negro man was thrust into the stagnant environment of the tropics of Africa and Melanesia. This is why he preserved so many primitive features. They occupy most marginal and marginal lands where they were not born but pushed by the later advanced cultural groups. Naturally, they occupy the lowest cultural stratum and marginal zones. The Negroids have physical features, most of which are associated with the Negritos. They are also dolichocephalic, eulotrichi, flat nosed and dark people. They are classified into two main categories. First one African Negroes and second one Oceanic Negroes. The pure Negroes are found in West Africa, Cameroon and Congo. They were carried to the southern states of the USA as slaves by the white people for working on their agricultural fields. Their other variants are Hamitite Negroes, usually found in the East Africa, Nitolic Negroes, usually found in the eastern Sudan and upper Nile Valley, and Forest Negroes in Equatorial Africa and Congo. The Oceanic Negroes are found in South Asia, Papuans of New Guinea, Melanesians of Melanesia, Semangs of Malaysia and Etas of the Philippines. Some anthropologists treat the prehistoric Grimaldi as Negroid. The main physical features are dolichocephalic, wavy to curly hair, dark brown to black complexion and short stature. They differ from the Negroids mainly on the basis of hair structure. Their cradle land is Australia, from where they migrated to Eastern Asia, India, East Africa, Southern Europe, North America and Patagonia. The pre-Dravidians in South India and Sri Lanka are Australoids. Sir Harry Johnson has traced their appearance in Algeria as well. Their main physical traits are mesocephalic, wavy to curly hair, light brown complexion, mesorine and medium stature. Their cradle land is the Mediterranean region of Europe. They migrated to different parts of the earth including Egypt, Iraq, Iran, India, North America and South America. Its characteristic physical features are mesocephalic, curly wavy hair, blonde hair, blue eyes and long stature. And Sergey calls them bleached Mediterraneans who migrated from the Mediterranean region to the Baltic region, that is Scandinavian, Baltic states, Germany, France and Britain. The racial features also found in Turkestan and northwest India and Pakistan. Kroeber and some other anthropologists treat the Nordic and the Mediterranean and as the subgroups of the Caucasoids. Its typical features are brachycephalic, mesorine, wavy hair, light brown color and medium structure. Their cradle land is the Alps region of Europe. They occupy a transitional position between the Nordic in the north and Mediterranean in the south. Their representatives are the Swiss, Slav, Magyars, Finns and the Sioux in Europe. They also migrated to Asia, where their elements are found in India. Its main features are brachycephalic, straight to wavy hair, yellow complexion, leptohine, medium stature, oblique eye with an epicanthic fold. Griffith Taylor has classified them into two subgroups, that is one early Mongoloid and late Mongoloid. They are found in the Central Asia, Korea, Japan, China and other neighboring countries. In this sub-Himalayan region, the northeastern states of India, there are Paleo-Mongoloid people. Kroeber treats all the straight hair people of Central Asia as Caucasoids, while Ripley links Alpine and Mongols. Recently, they have migrated to Southeast Asia, that is Malaysia, Singapore and Indonesia, North America and South America. So, man's continued migration into North and South America may be due to his residence too cold and to his tools. Soon after migrating into Alaska, the migrants distributed themselves rapidly and eventually gave rise to the North and South American Indians, including the Eskimos and the Aleuts. India is a melting pot of races. It is an ethnological museum. The ancestors of the majority of present population have migrated to India from surrounding territories across the Himalayas. Indian population is constituted of major races of the world. We find people of different races in India. India's present day population is a conglomeration of people belong to different racial groups with different ethnic backgrounds. The people entered India from different parts of the world at different time periods, adopting themselves. India has been a meeting point of different races and tribes from time immemorial. Almost all the major races of the world are found in India. As a result, India has a varied population and diversified ethnic composition. Different anthropologists classify racial composition of Indian people based on their works. Some of the notable classification are Sir Herbert Hope Risley, B. S. Guha, Ruggeri, Haddon, etc. Risley divided the peoples of India into the following types. He excluded the Negritos of Andaman Islands as they had, according to him, little to do with the peoples of India. So, first one, the Turco-Iranian. The Turco-Iranians have broad heads and fine to medium nose, which is a long and prominent. They are fairly tall, the average stature varying from 162 centimeter to 172 centimeters. They have plentiful hair on the face. Their eyes are generally dark, though grey eyes are also not uncommon, and the complexion is fair. These people live in the Baluchistan Agency and Frontier Province, which are now in Pakistan. The type is represented by the Balochis, the Afghans, etc. Risley suggests that this type was formed as a result of a mixture of Turki and Persian. Coming to second one, the Indo-Aryan. They have long heads. In this character, they markedly differ from the Turco-Iranians. Nose is long, narrow and prominent. Complexion is fair. Eyes have a dark color. They have plentiful facial hair. They are tall statured people. This type is found to predominate in Rajputana, the Punjab and the valley of Kashmir. The Jats and the Khatris are some of the examples of this type. The Scythio-Dravidian, this type has medium to broad head, medium nose, fair complexion and scanty hair on face and body. They are medium statured. They differ from the Turco-Iranians in having larger heads, flatter faces, higher nose and shorter statures. This type is the result of an intermixture of two distinct racial elements. The Scythians and the Dravidians, they are distributed in the region extending from Gujarat to Coorg. The Dravidians element is more prominent in the socially lower groups of these regions, while the Scythians elements predominate among the higher groups of people. Coming to the Aryo-Dravidian of Hindustan type, their heads are long with tendency towards medium. Nose is generally medium, but broad noses are also not unknown. The skin color is also variable. It varies from light brown to dark. Stature ranges from 159 centimeters to 166 centimeters. Thus, they are differentiated from the Indo-Aryans in shorter and broader nose. This type is found in the Uttar Pradesh, Rajputana and Bihar. As the name implies, this type is a result of an intermixture of two distinct racial types, the Aryans in the male and the Dravidians in the female line. Coming to fifth one, the Mongolo-Dravidian or Bengali. The members of this type have broad head with a tendency to medium and medium nose, which tends towards broad in some cases. Skin color is dark with plentiful facial hair. Stature is generally medium, but short stature also occurs quite frequently. They inhabit Bengal and Odisha. Some of the representative of this type are Bengali Brahmins, Bengali Kayastha, etc. They differ from the Aryo-Dravidians and the Indo-Aryans in having broader head. Risley suggests an intermixture of the Mongolians and the Dravidians in this type, to which some Indo-Aryan strains were also added. He has found the following racial elements which have entered into the population of India. The first one, the Negrito. They are considered to be the first comers and the true autochthons of India. Their physical characteristics are: head is small, it is round, medium or long, nose is straight, flat and broad, stature is very short or pygmy stature, skin color is black, brown to dark, hair is woolly, forehead is bulbous and supraorbital ridges are smooth. This type is represented by the Kadars, Pulayans, that is of Cochin and Travancore, Irregular and the primitive tribes of the Wayanad. In respect of the head, from the hair structure, the Indian Negritos are more close to the Melanesian Pygmies than to the Andamanis. Coming to the second one, the Proto-Australoid, they are characterized by dolichocephalic head, markedly platyrrhine nose which is depressed at the root, short stature, dark brown skin color, wavy or uneven curly hair. The forehead is less developed and slightly retreating. Supraorbital ridges are often prominent. They are closely akin to the Australian tribe. They markedly differ from the Negritos in having wavy hair instead of the frizzly or woolly of the latter. This element is found in the Pulayan women, that is Travancore, Urali, Baiga, etc. The tribes like the Male Chenchu, Kanikar, Kond, Bhil, Santal, Oran belong to this group. Coming to the third one, the Mongoloid. The Mongoloids are distinguished by scanty growth of hair on body and face, obliquely set eyes showing epicanthic fold, flat face with prominent cheekbones and straight hair. The Mongoloid people entered India probably through the northeastern routes in successive waves of migration. The Mongoloid comprises two types, namely the Paleo-Mongoloid and the Tibeto-Mongoloid. The Paleo-Mongoloids have again been subdivided into long-headed type and broad-headed type. The long-headed type possesses long head, medium nose and medium stature. Their cheekbones are prominent, skin color is dark to light brown, face is short and flat, supraorbital regions are faintly developed. They inhabit the sub-Himalayan region. This type is found in the tribes of Assam, Burma frontier, the Sima Nagas of Assam and the Limbus of Nepal are said to be true representatives of this type. Their characteristic feature are broad head, round face, dark skin color, medium nose, obliquely set eyes which show marked epicanthic fold. Among the Tibeto-Mongoloids, the head is broad and massive, face is long and flat, stature is tall, nose is long or medium, eyes are oblique having marked epicanthic fold, body hair and facial hair are markedly absent, skin color is light brown. The Tibetans of Bhutan and Sikkim have these characteristics. Coming to the fourth one, the Mediterranean, they comprise three distinct racial types. First one, the Paleo-Mediterranean. They are the most ancient people and in many characters they resemble the Proto-Egyptian type. Their distinctive characters are long and narrow head with bulbous forehead, projecting occiput and high vault, small and broad nose, medium stature, face is narrow, chin is pointed, body is slightly built. Their skin color is dark and hair on face and body is scanty. Human skeletal remains found at Aditanallur show this type of characteristic. These people probably introduced megalithic culture to India. At present, the Dravidian speaking people of South India show the preponderance of this type. The Tamil Brahmins of Madurai, Nayars of Cochin and Telugu Brahmins form the best examples. The Mediterranean, they are characterized by long head with arched forehead, long face, narrow and prominent nose, tall to medium stature, light skin color, chin is well developed, hair is dark, eyes also have dark brownish to dark color. They possess plentiful facial and body hair and slender built body. They are found in Uttar Pradesh, Bombay, Bengal, Malabar, etc. The true representatives are the Nambudiyar Brahmins of Cochin, Brahmins of Allahabad and Maratha ladies of Indore. Probably this type was responsible for the building of Indus Valley civilization. Coming to third one, the Oriental of Fisher, they very closely resemble the Mediterranean in almost all the characters except the nose, which is long and convex in the former. This type is found in the Punjab, Sindh, Rajputana, etc. The typical representatives are the Punjabi Khatris and the Pathans. Coming to the fifth one, the Western brachycephals, they have been divided into three types. First one, the alpinoid, characterized by broad head with rounded occiput, prominent nose, medium stature, round face. Skin color is light, hair on face and body is abundant, body is thickly set. This type is found among the Bania of Gujarat, the Khati of Kathiawar and the Kayastha of Bengal, etc. Coming to the Dinaric, amongst these people the head is broad with rounded occiput and high vault, nose is very long and often convex, stature is tall, face is long, forehead is receding, skin color is darker, eyes and a hair also dark. This type is represented in Bengal, Orissa and Cooks. The Brahmins of Bengal and the Canaries Brahmins of Mysore are also some of the important representatives. The Alpino Dinaric people entered India through Baluchistan, Sindh, Gujarat and Maharashtra into Karnataka, thence to Ceylon or the Sri Lanka. The presence of this type is found in the Indus Valley side, Tyne Valley and Hyderabad. Coming to the third one, the Armenoid. In most of the characters, the Armenoids show resemblance with the Dinarics. In the former, the shape of occiput is more marked and the nose is more prominent, narrow and aquiline. The Parsis of Bombay show typical Armenoid characteristics. Coming to Nordics, their head is long with protruding occiput and arched forehead. They are tall statured, people with long face, strong jaw and powerfully built body. Nose is fine, narrow and straight, complexion is fair, eyes often have bluish tinge. This element is found sporadically in different parts of northern India, especially in the Punjab and the Rajputana, which usually call as Rajasthan. The Co of Chitral, the red Kafirs and the Katash are some of the representative of this type. The Nordics came from the north, probably from southeast Russia and southwest Siberia through the Central Asia to India. Till now we have studied about the various types of races which are found across the globe and India as well. The geographic location and the movement of races are traced and how the climate has pushed the races to far off places. The classification of races is done on the basis of external traits, that is skin color, hair, stature, etc., and internal traits, that is cephalic index, blood group, etc. Finally, it is understood that each race has its own physical characteristics which distinguish it from the other.